Introduction. Little is more effective at keeping a human being from the enjoyment of life than depression and anxiety. Fortunately, many solutions to the problems brought on by depression and anxiety exist. Even better, several of these solutions can be implemented without incurring additional financial expense or adding to the depression or anxiety sufferer's already weighty psychological burden. Depending on the severity of your depression or anxiety, relief from your symptoms may be as close as a few minutes away. And even more serious cases can often be mitigated without the need for psychoactive medication or more invasive treatment. Unfortunately, many people suffering from depression or anxiety are often reluctant to seek help, believing they are not suffering from severe enough symptoms to justify taking corrective action, or doubting that treatment will help them based on their limited understanding of its effectiveness. Others resist addressing their depression or anxiety out of denial, thinking themselves able to tough it out or push through on their own, perhaps after a lifetime of having been administered similar advice by well-meaning family and friends. In times past, a diagnosis of depression or anxiety could bear social stigma that many were justifiably leery to have applied to themselves. But it should be emphasized that neither depression nor anxiety is anything to be ashamed of. And perhaps even more importantly, neither is seeking treatment for one's depression or anxiety. Quite the contrary. Those who are able to take the necessary steps forward to correct issues which may have bedeviled their entire lives should be applauded for their courage, not derided. For, far from a mere symptom of weakness or an imaginary ailment, depression and anxiety are widely recognized serious conditions that have been established time and again, both through clinical research and scientific studies, and which have long-term debilitating effects if left unaddressed. You may have tried and failed to beat your depression or anxiety in the past, possibly multiple times. And perhaps these failed efforts have continued to haunt and hinder you ever since. If so, rest assured that while these attempts may not have previously succeeded at mitigating your problems, they still represent steps in the right direction, and you should view them as such. In some cases, these past experiences may lead you away from trying certain methods suggested within these pages. Yet, while we are beginning our journey, I would encourage you to maintain an open mindset, even towards methods of depression and anxiety management which may not have seemed to succeed for you in the past. As we'll quickly see, most successful plans to reduce or eliminate depression and anxiety depend upon multi-pronged strategies. Ultimately, no single one of these strategies may suffice to manage your depression or anxiety. But by trying and combining multiple methods, eventually you should be able to discover enough management tools to let you control your depression and anxiety and live your life without fear, knowing that when the prospect of depression or anxiety rears its ugly head once more, you'll be fully confident in your ability to rein it in, without letting yourself get dragged back to square one. No matter how you feel at this moment, take heart. You should be congratulated for setting forth on this journey to navigate your way out of the maze of depression and anxiety. This voyage may not be a short one, it may not be entirely pleasant, and it may be more work than expected. Yet I can promise you with complete certainty that it is absolutely worth every effort you can bring to it. Remember this above all else. When it comes to fighting depression and anxiety, there is no such thing as wasted effort. Although sometimes it may not feel that way when you're fighting an uphill battle, each step you take, no matter how seemingly small, brings you that much closer to your goal of living your life without suffering the effects of depression or anxiety. And isn't that worth it, no matter the cost?